What's up? How's your day been?
Yeah, I just came to Pindi right now.
Randomly,
Uh,
like, because you randomly sent me a text and I was like, yes, hone laga, because it was like you were on a pillow and it said homie. And I was like, oh no, he's going to sleep.
हाँ यार बड़ा अजीब सा सीन था like since I've been like traveling so
हाँ.
travel में like I tried to sleep in the car and I had two cats with me जो मेरे ऊपर बैठे हुए थे
Oh.
and like the AC was cooling my middle part of my body and बाकी गर्मी से पसीना आ रहा था काफी like and then I got like motion sickness.
Oh shit.
It was pretty fucked up man. तो
How
गालियाँ
are
दे
you
सकते
now?
हैं मीडिया में
Galia. हाँ, दे लो, no problem. This is a very
बस
casual
यार
podcast. We don't
full
have any
on
sponsors, so they can't do anything to us.
full on venting हाँ.
Keep
It's like
venting.
you're
It's okay.
asleep,
This
you're
is a
asleep
safe
inside
space.
tank.
You will not be judged here. This is a safe space. Khair. So, acha, you know what you got all this hype in 2017, I think it was, with
Uh,
what you did, and how is that for you in like your perspective? Or like as a how old were you then? Like 16, 17, or
हाँ
younger?
like publisher हुआ था तब तो like I was 16 but after that
हाँ.
when the main hype started I was like 17
हाँ.
so initially like one doesn't really expect कि
हाँ.
science
Yeah.
gets this kind of attention क्योंकि usually हमारे media में भी not many things like this go noticed
Yeah.
like you know what usually goes on in the media
Yeah.
I don't want to attack the TikTok and stuff,
The
but those guys
TikTokers.
are great.
नहीं तो मतलब when you did it, did you know it was going to be this big of a deal, or did you just do it like I mean like हाँ बस कर लिया? Did you know you did something very different and innovative and amazing with the fiction technique and all that?
Yeah, I knew कि मतलब अच्छी चीज की है, like in a way it was a new thing for me as well, and it was something like इतनी young उम्र में कोई नहीं करता usually.
हाँ.
But it was a surprise when the media caught it, and I'll tell you why the media caught it as well. And this
What?
is purely based on coincidence. I've seen ये हुआ था कि इंडिया की मिनिस्टर, neighboring country minister,
अच्छा.
and उसने उन्होंने एक ट्वीट किया था कि पाकिस्तान only produces terrorists and not scientists. And अगले दिन ही for some reason मेरी news आई हुई थी.
Oh
And
shit.
of course people picked that up a lot on Twitter as well. They were like, Shaba bro. But like ये Indian minister basically like
हाँ.
Indians.
So you owe it all to us trying to be better than our neighbors in some way and trying to prove them wrong. Healthy competition, I guess.
This is basically desi Twitter hype, you can say. Patriotism in a way.
हाँ. But like it
अगर
can't have been like ekdam say you just thought of it and did it. Did it like or was it like you suddenly thought, okay, oh I could do this? Or had you been working on this and thinking about this for a long, long time?
nah, bro, I've been working on this for a very long time. Like total grind you can say was 1.5 year, like from the start to the finish. So it was a pretty long time, and paper publishing is also pretty grueling as well. क्योंकि
Hmm.
उसमें वो इतने reviews मतलब you basically have to there's a 5 month peer review process. उसमें वो आपको
Uh,
basically कि ये सही नहीं है, ये सही करो, ये मुझे
uh,
अच्छा नहीं लगा, and आपको भी तब चढ़ती है उन पे थोड़ी सी कि bro please मत करो.
and then you
And
had an then you had that interview with BBC and all of that. So, matlab, how was that at home? Like, how was your parents like? क्योंकि you're probably that one kid every parent अपने बच्चे को कह रहा था उसको देखो उसने तो पेपर पब्लिश कर दिया है उसको देखें. So how was it at your house? Were you like hyped up or were they still like cousins को देखा है?
अच्छा मतलब एक बात है I have one cousin who is like an age fellow, एक साल बड़ा है मेरे
हाँ.
से बस,
अच्छा अच्छा.
and the rest of them are all
बेचारा
छोटे छोटे kids.
बेचारा.
Hey, that guy actually gets more grades. Like he gets better grades than me. I get
But
F.
I'm sure like he doesn't like उसके उसको जितना तुम्हारे बारे में सुनना पड़ता होगा मुझे नहीं लगता किसी को सुनना पड़ता होगा. He'll be like, Amma, I got 4 A stars. Shaheer का पेपर पब्लिश हो गया है. He's 430 under 30. शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम्हें.
हाँ, इसके अलावा the fun part is कि my sister was actually um, like she was kind of internationally famous before me as well.
Oh, shit.
We were
Uh,
like 13 or something. तो हमने online courses जब लिए थे तो वहाँ पे एक this we used to talk a lot on the forums. बहुत बकवास करते थे हम वहाँ पे online
uh,
courses में. तो वहाँ पे there was this Times magazine की reporter who was like just stalking the forums, I don't know, finding an article or something. तो
uh,
she saw कि दो बच्चे हैं बस यहाँ पे फिर रहे हैं like forums में यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल कोर्सेज ले रहे हैं.
uh,
तो वो उसने खदीजा पे आर्टिकल लिखा. खदीजा's the name of my sister. उसमें आर्टिकल लिखा
uh,
and in that article I was like the brother of Khadija Niazi, but like mainly उसके बारे में था.
uh.
So
So
उसके
did you
बाद
like rub
खदीजा
it in her face when you got it? You were like, अब बोल. मेरे पे भी article है.
हाँ, in fact after that like she was invited to a lot of different conferences बाहर भी like
Oh,
Bill Gates
damn.
से मिली different presidents and shit. मैं भी गया था वैसे with her life of the party,
Huh.
but like उसके बाद
You
uh,
were the life
like
of the party?
हाँ मैं बस
just
yes मैं कर रहा
just
था.
casually throwing that in there. मैं भी गया था. I was the life of the party. Very
Yeah,
nice.
just like riding off her fame, हाँ. So
Uh,
like उसके बाद मतलब the time between like 13 and like my paper publishing, it was like bro, I'm living under the shadow of my sister.
uh,
तो उसके बाद
I
like I
get
was
that.
like yes,
Mm, I
finally.
understand that. लेकिन वो फिर motivation भी एक किस्म की होगी. But I've also noticed के like if someone is this brilliant, then it's like a culture in the family. So it's like probably something your parents did right in the long run. Do you think you could
Wow.
attribute it to like how they raised you and your siblings and all of that?
Yeah, like the way my mother and father have like kind of tuned me towards physics and science has kind of led me here क्योंकि ये सारे basically मामा के ही ideas and like her different kinds of ways of telling us things to do. ये paper का भी idea उनका था. The competition which led to this research was
I
also her
read about
idea.
that. She told you, and then
Online
you got
courses,
the team together and everything. So
online,
the process of
online
getting
courses was
sponsors
like,
for that team, the sponsors, the
can you repeat
process
your
for
question?
that team, the sponsors, the process for that team, and all of that. When your mom told you, did you think you'd like win or like go ahead to do all of this?
We never won the competition by the way.
Oh
We lost
shit!
to
I didn't know
Terry
that.
क्योंकि
Oh
हम
shit! I didn't
पहली बार गए थे
know.
वहाँ पे and we
Huh.
really didn't know कि क्या scene है वहाँ पे. So we came like 26th out of 30 or something. 5 लोग थे
Huh.
हम. But yeah, it was like an experience. तो हमने कहा यार fuck it, I mean.
Huh. Good scene. और फिर क्या चल रहा है life में? I heard you didn't get into uni.
Oh yes, this is the part where the kids can say कि when their parents say to them कि वो
Yeah.
उसने तो research किया, the kids can say but he's not in uni, I am.
No, but
So this
like,
can
why do you think that? What's your SAT score? How were your grades?
यार मेरा सेट स्कोर 1480 है. पहली दफा दिया था मैंने जब. And सेट 2 is like 1590 and ACT भी दिया था forcefully. वो 32 आ गया था मेरा.
अच्छा.
Grades मेरे यार A levels के grades A star है and 2 A's हैं.
Why?
Which is
Why
good.
then? I don't get it. That's like the perfect bacha just painted on. Did you? क्या हुआ फिर? I don't get it. I
I
really don't.
like, do you know how annoying the CSS profile is? You like have you
Ha ha
applied
ha.
abroad?
I have. I
Uh,
have. The CSS profile is very annoying.
it's like bullshit. I applied for a lot of financial aid. I think उसकी वजह से भी हो सकता है.
Probably that because I've seen, uh, frankly, dumb fucks getting into really good unis because they didn't ask
हाँ,
for it. मतलब वो आपको
but
भी मुझे तो for that small period of time I was a bit pissed at like the system because I asked for a lot of it too when I applied, and like people who weren't brilliant academically have gone abroad when I couldn't like get the same offers and stuff. मेरा तो खैर बहुत complicated scene है, let's not talk about it. But it's so messed up how aid can like put you off and pe. I've seen so
Yeah,
many
it's
people.
okay, bro. I got you. I got
Uh,
you.
uh. So how do you feel then? And like, did you only apply to like IVs and stuff? Yeah. Did you have low reach universities as well?
नहीं, पहले साल मैंने जब अप्लाई किया था तब आई वाज अ बिट सिर्फ आईवीज, तो उसके बाद मैं द सेकंड ईयर आई वाज मोर वाइजर एंड आई टुक सम काउंसलिंग सर्विसेज एज वेल,
Hmm.
नॉट द टॉप टू फेमस वाली जो
Kestrel
है
diagnosco.
Kestrel, हाँ वो तो नहीं ली मैंने, बट आई टुक लाइक एडेस्ट्रा का बताओ एटी सिंह के जो है
Yeah.
जमाल बॉय, तो उस आई अप्लाइड टू लाइक ISB and mixed. Like I applied to the 30% acceptance rate वाली universities even, like
Uh,
Lafayette and थोड़ी liberal art universities भी apply की थी. It was a pretty
uh,
good like mix of 19, 20
uh,
universities.
yeah.
So like थोड़ा सा तो मेरे था कि यार चलो IVs में ना हुआ कहीं तो हो जाएगा, like चलो ना हुआ
Uh,
waitlist तो हो जाएगा.
uh.
waitlist भी नहीं वाला है bro.
एक भी नहीं.
हाँ,
Fuck.
not even a single waitlist. Like
What?
पिछले
I
साल
don't get
एक
it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me because I applied. I got into Lafayette. मेरा SAT 1300 था. ठीक है तब मतलब और मेरे A स्टार वगैरह वो इतना हेवी सीन भी नहीं था. So I don't get it. Maybe the counselor is fucked up or something because it makes no
नहीं,
sense
अब
to me.
क्योंकि this time the counseling which I got was pretty sexy counseling, like और बहुत बहुत epic था, everything messes even, but like Lafayette took some guys with 1290 SAT,
हाँ
1260 SAT,
वही.
वो मैं कैस्टल की पेज पे ही देखता रहता हूँ. I would never open that page, it's pure thought.
It is just depression और ऊपर से फिर वो जब जेटी बॉयज अपना साल के एंड पे लिस्ट पोस्ट करते हैं with all the बच्चे you read that and you're like fuck Swarthmore Harvard depression हो रहा होता है भाई मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ अपनी जिंदगी के
पता
साथ.
नहीं यार, I think going to which school, like I mean choosing a popular school name kind of शायद makes a difference. I don't know.
I think it
Like I'm from
does but you're from Lakas it's not इतना के you don't
हाँ
understand
लगा
this shit I guess it's very complicated process अजीब होती हैं universities but I'm sure you'll do amazing
middle
regardless.
finger to American universities if you're listening to
No, I don't think they are.
this.
सोचो सुन रहा हो कोई. Hey
email
Todd
कर
from
देंगे.
Todd from Lafayette fuck you. Yeah, नहीं सही I get every part of that because I've been through that and मेरी acceptances बहुत late आई थी मेरे दोस्तों के मुकाबले. मतलब शुरू में मुझे I applied to 10 universities, दो ड्रीम और इस तरह करके वही वाला सीन जो होता है. तो मेरी पहले दो रिजेक्शन है मेरे दोस्तों की एक्सेप्टेंसेस आ रही हैं स्कॉलरशिप लग रही है और मेरी बहुत लेट आई थी हद से ज्यादा लेट आई थी. सो आई थॉट आई वाज गोइंग टू नॉट बी एक्सेप्टेड एनीवेयर इन द एंड but they finally came but that period of like a month of just like depression and self-doubt and it didn't make sense because I quite frankly worked a lot on my university profile और मुझे समझ नहीं लग रही थी कि ये निकम्मे लोगों की आ रही हैं और मतलब क्या सीन हो रहा है like because I think I asked for too much aid too and that's why they took so long with all of that.
हम्म, मजे की बात है कि me along with सारे मेरे दोस्त हम सारे rejections पे ही बैठे रहे थे. There was only like one of us who got into like Georgetown and एक मेरा दोस्त था वो विलियम्स चला गया था,
uh,
but the rest of us सारे हम बस कंगले ही थे.
did you try for
Blacklisted.
Qatar? Did you try for Qatar, Shaheer?
नहीं, I did not try for Qatar, which should have been a
Please.
wise choice given how much aid I was asking.
या अगर तुम 100% के करीब कर रहे थे तो कतर और like Swarthmore is really I think a good option for that.
Hotspur rejected me as well, but I don't know if they have in Qatar for
Jeep
America.
scenes. I don't
इतनी
think we'll
sad
be able to
part.
make sense of the fucked up admissions process and the Jeep choices they make. You can just prove them wrong in the long run, inshallah. I believe in you, buddy.
I
I
believe in
mean,
you
you.
too.
Thanks, man. Do you see how happy I look right now?
Sure, you're smiling under that mask.
I am. I'm actually smiling like 80% of the time. It's so weird. और मतलब मेरी शक्ल तुम बता रहे हो I got rejected and I'm like yeah oh my god. Or anything you say I will not give you any reaction. It must be tough to do a
Uh,
podcast like this. खैर हाँ
Insta follow request accept कर लो Insta पे.
public a page bro. I'm just gonna swerve
नहीं
past that and
नहीं
चलो आगे चलते हैं ब्रदर आई विल एक्सेप्ट इट आफ्टर दिस क्या कहते हैं what were we going to talk about so that like hype you got and everything how did your friends react it like
friends खुश थे I think. I hope.
did you get like a lot of fake friends after the fame you know what's the politically correct way to say it clout holes
Hmm. I don't know, but like I had like good friends, so they were pretty supporting about everything. And yeah, positive reactions. No one was like, oh, like no one was like really jealous or in any way. I think.
that's so
No,
weird you must
and
be a really nice guy for nobody to be jealous at all
yeah, I don't like. You can say I don't flex a lot about इस तरह की चीजें. I flex a lot about other things, which are
do
like
do
my.
do flex
But like
flex
I don't flex about this kind of stuff.
uh,
You can say in a way I've not properly marketed myself as well. क्योंकि लोग जो मतलब इस तरह की फेम हासिल करते हैं usually the first thing they do is become motivational speakers. ठीक है YouTube account बनाते हैं and they start making videos. Then they get like 120,000
Yo,
subscribers.
you could make one. You could make one. You could make one about like the story and all of it. I think I'll help you write it. Saltafa पे लगा देंगे. कोई मसला नहीं. I think you could write a very
ये
cool
बात
one.
है, this is this podcast is a big motivational video going on YouTube anyway.
यार
But generally
हाँ.
motivational videos नहीं होती. I don't know
Bro,
how to do it.
I'm gonna clickbait this. I just thought of really good clickbait. I'm gonna title it "Talking to the Smartest Kid in Pakistan," and your picture was like I don't know Forbes 30 under 30 and some shit like that. काफी भारी लोग.
Caps lock में ना motivational lecture and आगे से crying emojis लगाना.
उसके नीचे
Crazy.
लिंक लगा दूंगा तुम्हारी YouTube की कोई मसला नहीं है. For more motivation, check out Shaheer's channel. Okay,
And sad
अच्छा चलो
messages.
आपके you have a fan account. Did you know that probably? So is that
हाँ
your account? तुमने
नहीं
बनाई?
नहीं. I don't do this kind of stuff. Like many people message me कि ये तू ही है भाई. मैंने कहा नहीं bro. मैंने आज तक तेरे सामने मतलब I've not done this kind of stuff in front of you guys. Why would I make my own fan page?
Have
But
you
I don't
talked to
know.
the fan page?
Do people talk to their fan pages? I don't
Don't
know.
attack me. Okay, so you haven't talked to them. Okay. How did it feel to have a fan page? How do you find out about it?
I found out about it when it tagged me in some posts and sent me a request, and then proceeded to send all my followers मतलब मेरे दोस्तों को request भेजी फिर उन्होंने भी मुझे बताया कि तेरा fan page है bro. It was interesting. Like I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think the uni thing is so relatable for any student. I have a number of friends who had like 4 A stars in A levels and 1550 SATs, but they just didn't get in anywhere because they asked for too much aid. Or I relate to that so much because I've been through that as well. Okay, with the late acceptances and the late stuff, everything. मेरा तो फिर end पे थोड़ा okay scene हो गया था, but most people like so messed up like because of that. I have because I just saw the questions everybody sent in, and a number of my friends have sent in questions, and I just remembered कि उनके क्या grades थे और उनकी क्या जिंदगी चल रही है अभी और वो क्या कर रहे हैं. It's like damn, it's very messed up, yeah. How do you deal with that? Like, because you probably envisioned yourself easily getting into IVs and all of that with your profile.
So being thrown into a gap year was a bit weird for me. but I kind of like focused a lot on my hobbies. Like मुझे I like collect coins and archaeology का भी शौक है मुझे. I actually wanted to apply to a minor in archaeology in university as well. And उसके ऊपर सारा मैंने अभी पूरा साल डेडिकेट किया हुआ है. Started my own little page, Treasures of Pakistan. उसमें I just post about my collections. I also traveled to different ruins where and bought stuff off the black market in terms of and relics and artifacts. किले
यार
में
यहाँ
मेरे
ये भी क्लिकबेट हो सकता है. शहीद न्याजी on the black market. We don't give any more context. People are gonna think you're on the black market for sale or something. Shaheer Niazi on the black market.
on the black market.
Yeah, there's okay. So now we're gonna go move to the questions from the fans. Oh,
Alright.
you were okay. So one is, does money make everything easier for you? I don't know why that has context. Do you understand why someone would ask that?
Like I'm not particularly rich. You know, I actually did a job in a call center. Bro,
हाँ,
sorry.
ये भी आया हुआ है question, like what ये भी है, like you work in a, so you don't work there anymore?
नहीं जब corona हुआ ना, so I like we kind of like just sat home and I've been sitting home ever since, and like I still have the headset which they gave, and वो भी मुझे they have not fired me yet. I don't know I'm fired or not, and like मैं भी चुप बैठा हूँ, वो भी चुप है, बस ऐसे ही like chill मॉल चल रहा है.
अच्छा,
And
so you
not
just
no
didn't go. You just didn't go after Corona started.
I just like vanished. You could say.
Allah.
But like money वाली जो सवाल है, in terms of research and collections, yes, money makes me happier,
Uh,
but otherwise no.
so
And
you also
traveling.
like play the guitar, and how do you get into that? When do you get into that? And is the
So
look inspired by rock and roll or Newton?
yeah, ये look जो थी ना, this was inspired by I once was scrolling through the internet and there was a guy with like pulled back hair and man bun बनाया हुआ था उसने, इसी तरह गोटी थी,
Uh,
mustache and everything, and like jawline and everything. And I was like, bro, ये मैंने look. I snapshot that picture and sent it to my mother, and I was like, Mama, बस मैं यही बाल बना रहा हूँ. She was like, okay, do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck.
your mom's on
But
Snapchat?
नहीं, I snapshotted the picture and
अच्छा
sent it
अच्छा,
to.
I thought what a cool mama यार, तोबा.
My mom is a gamer mom, by the way, as in not the volley gamer, but like video gamer.
अच्छा, मुझे मुझे कुछ और लगा.
Yes. तो गिटार में यार इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स के साथ मेरा ये सीन था कि I used to only like the piano first,
Hmm.
क्योंकि I didn't like the idea of strings. Like I was like,
हाँ,
के piano के keys are more like straightforward. You just press it and you get a note.
yeah.
गिटार में आपको पहले दबाना पड़ता है, फिर उसको प्लग करना पड़ता है and सारा कुछ. So initially I got a piano and वो मैंने सारा सीखा था. Not like properly, but like I did some covers on that. Then when I was in like uh, music class में guitar पढ़ाता था, so I just tried some string instruments. Rabab भी था, so I tried that as well. Did a small cover on that for the farewell. Here when I went to Boston, I just went into a music shop and वहाँ पे there were these बहुत चिकने मतलब electric guitars.
हाँ.
And there was one which caught my eye, which was a D'Angelico coffee. It's like a nice company and it's a good guitar. It's actually the same model of guitar was taken by Chester on tour in 2017.
अच्छा,
R.I.P. Chester.
rip Chester.
So वो guitar की my friends also know how I kind of fought with my mom to get it, क्योंकि मामा कि ये पैसे सिर्फ तुमने नहीं उड़ाने हैं, ठीक है, ये मैं भी यहाँ पे हूँ, ठीक है. This
हाँ.
money, I will also use this money. It's not only yours. You can't just buy it all. मतलब buy a guitar just with all this money. Yeah, I was like standing with the guitar in the shop. ठीक है, shopkeeper भी गोरा सामने खड़ा हुआ है, and mama's arguing with me, and my friends are like just standing behind, and they're like चेज़ा लगा रहे हैं पीछे.
हाँ.
But I got it in the end, and that was worth it.
हाँ.
But abhi bhi I get bullied for the way I've cried
Hold
over
it.
getting the.
Oh, cried over getting it. नहीं, but if it was worth it, then who cares? बोलना दो. Who cares?
Ah, bro, everything's worth it.
लोग तो कुछ कहेंगे, bro. But like you learned the piano yourself then, like. Did you teach yourself or did you get classes and or something?
नहीं यार YouTube जिंदाबाद.
YouTube about. So from what I can tell, you're a very driven person. Like you probably go do something, you do it like I'm gonna do it properly, or I'm not gonna do it. Or are you like us, procrastinator?
नहीं यार, I procrastinate a lot.
Hmm.
अभी भी मैं बता रहा हूँ नींद की हालत में. ठीक है.
पता
So,
चलता है.
but I think I can like learn things quicker in a way. मैं काफी जल्दी पकड़ लेता हूँ चीजें,
Uh,
which is nice.
so did you ever do any practical field work?
In what sense?
So there's this question: ke research versus practical field work. How do you feel the difference about that?
So, physics में research is basically the field work in terms of experimentation. So, like I'm more of an experimental physics guy. That means you can call the field work kind of guy.
Uh,
And
uh,
research theoretical होती है, वो मैं से नहीं होती क्योंकि मैं, even though I should be good at maths and I hope to understand theory part as well, but it's not like a personal preference. But since I have an interest in archaeology as well, उसमें भी field work करने का काफी शौक है. I actually went into uh, I also like minerals, collecting minerals as well. So there was in Mardan,
uh,
and it was like a coal mine, an abandoned coal mine in the mountains.
damn.
बड़े मजे का scene था. So
लग रहा है मैंने भी
so
जाना है.
there's this cave. हाँ, and like scene ये था कि my driver वो उसका गांव था वहाँ पे. He's a Pashtun. तो उसने मुझे बताया था कि ये ना गार है, इसमें वो लोग नहीं जाते क्योंकि यहाँ पे भूत होते हैं, पता नहीं क्या. So
Uh,
I was like, yes, I need to go here.
yes. Do you believe in
I,
Bhoot?
yes, I'm a big occult and UFO and supernatural fan. So I went into the cave, TK, and it was quiet as hell, TK, and there was a lot of bugs. But I found some minerals, like sulfur minerals there. काफी मजा
Uh,
आया था वहाँ पे. And other than that, like जो कच्ची सड़क थी नीचे वहाँ पे there were these एक वो सुजुकी फेरी थी, उसके ऊपर
uh.
लाइक जस्ट 4-5 लोग विद AK-47s रोमिंग अराउंड, बार बार चक्कर
what
लगा
the
रहे थे. ना आस्क्ड
what
माय
the
ड्राइवर
fuck?
कि ये हमें
That
मारने तो नहीं आया है. ही वाज लाइक नहीं ये इनकी पता नहीं क्या वो. ही वेंट एंड आस्क्ड देम एंड दे वर लाइक कि हमारी वो किसी ने बकरी चुरा ली है, उसको हम ढूंढ रहे हैं. लाइक ओके नाइस.
a pimped out Suzuki with AKs is looking for a bakri chor. Amazing.
एवरीवन मतलब पकड़.
uh, gang sheet. Aye, aye. Okay, so this is a two-part question. Do shower selfies count as nudes? You've lagged out,
अच्छा, I know
Shaheer.
who sent this. I
Yeah,
know
yeah, you
who
bro.
sent this. हाँ, no, I sent
You're being very
stuff.
laggy like
You
right
will get
now.
it back. Hello, hello,
I can hear you now. Yeah, it's better now.
hello.
Yeah, it's better now. It's better now. Okay, so do shower selfies count as nudes? Yes or no question.
Maybe it depends like on what part you're showing, I guess.
Okay, so Rija has your
But
nude.
selfies, I think maybe just my face. Shout out to Rija.
Rija has my face one. So somebody has the दूसरे वाले. अल्लाह तोबा. ये भी thumbnail होगा अब. Shaheer Niazi
यार वो
nudes.
लड़के होंगे वो मुझे पता चल रहा है. They're probably guys. क्या नाम है, क्या नाम है? Come on, you can tell me this
You
question.
are so laggy right now. I think पिंडी में net बहुत ही shit होता है. रुको. थोड़ी
Hello,
देर.
can you hear me?
Yeah, your videos like literally PowerPoint right now. Try बंद करके खोलना or something.
So let me. So can you hear me better now?
I can to a large
Hello.
extent. Yes, yes. It's just very laggy. अच्छा चलो. I
Okay.
can hear you way better now though, way better. everything we need to know about A level sciences. Can you hear me?
Everything you need to know
Yeah.
about A-level sciences.
Yep.
Mm, uh, I don't know. O-level sciences की तरह ही है. Just that you have a lot of teachers who are just academy teachers वो अपने notes फेंकते रहते हैं आप पे. That's it. You just read the book.
Uh,
पढ़ाई
uh.
यार is the same cliche stuff.
Do you get asked about like studies a lot from a lot of people? It must be annoying.
I actually got a message on Instagram. Hi, can you help me in my studies?
Yeah, you could
मैंने देखा
literally. I've
था.
seen
I
people
didn't
make
reply.
businesses out of this. You could open a tuition and like market it as like the youngest scientist or something tuition thingy, and then you can make a lot of money.
अच्छा,
So
fun fact, I'm pretty bad at teaching. Like my friends can bear witness to that. So like if they ask me something and if they understand it and मैं समझा रहा हूँ बार-बार, so I kind of get angry sometimes and it doesn't turn out well. So then I just start teaching.
I love. So there's a lot of people. Why is your name Shaheer and not Kabir? I'm assuming a lot of these are your friends.
Uh,
है ना?
they're like that, right? Huh?
How did you
Fun
do it?
fact again,
Yeah,
the
yeah, fun
meaning
fact.
of Shaheer. The meaning of the name Shaheer is also a famous person, so it's like coincidence
Destiny.
or maybe not, haha, unless
Coincidence. Ha ha ha. Acha. So someone's asking, how did you do it?
I don't know. कर लिया बस यार हो गया.
So, मतलब like, were you शुरू
I
से
did it.
very smart and all of that? Yeah, but you also must, because when you do achieve early success, like you did, amazingly like big success, and all of what you done, but then every person goes through a slump. Do you ever doubt yourself? You go, maybe, uh-huh.
Many times, like Abhi in this gap year, that's the biggest well of doubt.
But do you ever
So
think, okay, oh, I was probably lucky?
nay, I was definitely not lucky. सारा मतलब it was stuff which I did consciously myself.
Hmm.
But like I do get like sometimes feelings कि मतलब हाँ क्या हो रहा है अब जिंदगी में एक दफा कर लिया कुछ अब क्या करना है आगे. But then again, I also think you just take your time, do whatever, go with the flow. Things will
Hmm.
come itself just like they happened before. So it's kind of
Hmm.
like a chill existence, I guess.
I get. So I managed to do some pretty cool things like early into my life, and then I had this constant fear of, is this where my life peaks? Like, will I ever outdo myself now? Do you go through that? Like, what do I do now? How do I?
Like naturally, I also think that. But I also, the famous question, what is my purpose in life?
Ah,
So I tend to avoid this question personally. क्योंकि I think ज़्यादा deep इन चीज़ों में जाना kind of frustrates you as a person as well.
really does, huh?
And फिर वो एक अजीब सी मतलब philosophy is like a pretty dark place if you say. Sometimes
Ah,
some questions are better remain unanswered.
exactly. Some things I feel like are beyond us, and we shouldn't be trying to get answers so desperately because it's just gonna fuck us up.
Indeed,
Hi.
yeah.
Very understandable stuff. Shahir Niazi Khan नहीं हो तुम ठीक है. अच्छा.
The Khan's is my name. Like my
It is.
dada is a Khan, my dad's a
Uh,
Khan. But मेरे time पे they were just like नहीं bro इसके साथ नहीं लगाना. Fuck him, I guess.
are you related to Imran Khan? He's a Niazi too.
Yeah, पता नहीं. I hope not. I mean,
Come on, just say yes. I can clickbait that shit, bro. I'm joking. I'm joking. Acha. Okay, this is a very frustrated question. My mom asked, "What do you eat to be this intelligent, Shahir?"
I eat the souls of the damned.
Oh my God. He hasn't even smiled. I don't think he's joking, guys. He's just like, I hate this. अच्छा. Oh God यार ये तुम्हारे दोस्त भी काफी questions interesting वाले भेज रहे हैं. I don't know if
हाँ
I should
मैंने इनको
ignore
कहा
them.
था कि स्पाइसी स्पाइसी सवाल भेजें चिलीज वाले
Okay. This is
तो
very spicy. Put a physicist baby in me, Shaheer, so that I might start pooping white dwarfs.
यार ये लड़का तो नहीं है ये बता दो
लड़का
पहले
है. लड़का
हाँ
है.
नो होमो ब्रो
No. Okay, your fan account has sent in a few. I am your greatest fan. Do you believe the fan account when they say so?
हाँ आई डू दे
Are you
आर
working on something else like another research paper or anything?
नहीं not right now I'm working on universities
Allah khair with that, man. I honestly don't believe in universities. Is that a dumb thing to say? I don't actually believe in universities. It's so weird.
हाँ I think
Because sham है
in
सारा मुझे लगता है.
in a while I'll stop believing in them as well बस थोड़ा सा और time
No, but I genuinely don't. I just feel like कि एक बहुत unnecessary चीज है जो सोसाइटी में नॉर्म बना दी है और उसको एक कमोडिटी बना के ओवरचार्ज कर रहे हैं. I feel like you can learn whatever you want on your own through practical experience, and that would be more beneficial. I don't. I'm just a very weird boy, kid boy. Yes.
और online courses जैसे वो सारे Ivy Leagues में लगाते रहते हैं courses online
Huh.
edX Coursera all lit stuff
Who runs the Bonbon Fat account? I
अच्छा
don't know
Bon
what.
Bon Fat is my black cat ठीक है
Okay.
and I actually have the account as well but mostly my sister has it and वो बहुत lazy है so she hasn't updated it
Okay. So do you know who asked this question?
no you can tell me I mean
It's Niazi fan account one.
अच्छा
Okay.
oh nice there's another one
Do you have a Niazi fan account too, or is there just one?
there I like as far as I've seen दो pages हैं one is
Uh,
the good one and
one is
एक
the
थोड़ा
good one. Did you just say one is the good one? Allah.
in terms of following
आगे नहीं बताना और कुछ उन दोनों को लड़ने दो मैं बेहतर हूँ he was talking about me. How did you actually start doing experiments? This is one I had too, and I've written this down as well. How did you actually start to get into this and actually do practical work on it and thinking on it?
so the like initial experimentation मैंने की थी I loved electrolysis as a kid like
Uh,
chemistry के experiments भी जो होते हैं ना
uh,
उसमें I used to have this book उसमें there were different like experiments kitchen experiments you can do at home for kids of course and I tried those out a bit then things like remotes I used to open
yeah,
them up ठीक
I've
है
done that
and
too. My
to the
mom,
horror of the people in my home, they used to find empty
yeah,
carcasses of remote
I
lying
relate.
around. And फिर वो मुझे I had a TV. They had a TV here, a CRT TV,
Uh,
CRT TV. ठीक है,
uh.
the tube was. So one day I was like, okay, they don't use it, so it's my turn to use it. So I locked the door of the room and I sat with the TV. I opened the shit out of it. ठीक है, सारा कुछ निकाल दिया अंदर से. And I closed it again. I put it back properly जहाँ वो था सजा के. It was a proper TV from the outside, but अंदर से खाली था वो. And one day like I went back home to Lahore and बाद में call आई कि हम टीवी बेचने वाले थे and वो हमने हमने कोशिश की है तो वो अंदर से who did this?
How
It
old
was
was you when you
very
did this? How old were you?
yeah. This was recently. This was I think I
Oh,
was
shit.
17 and a half or something. Or 18 maybe, I don't know. इसके अलावा
अच्छा
experimentation में
yeah.
अभी भी like I do a lot of chemistry experiments. I confess I have stolen chemicals from my chemistry lab school से. Not A levels, O levels वाली से. And I have friends who know that I've done that. I have a whole collection of chemicals जो मैंने चुके हुए हैं different जगहों से वो
UK,
मेरे collection में
Shaheer Niazi, thief, black market. What are we talking about? What it takes to be a
है,
scientist in Pakistan.
illegal. हाँ, this is true वैसे because like accessibility is a big problem in Pakistan, so you have to resort to इस तरह के तरीके in the name of science, but like so it's all good,
सारी
I guess.
सारी इमरान खान की गलती है जी।
हाँ यार, नियाजी
I
का
hope
नाम लगा.
nobody clips that and like thinks I've actually said it. I'm joking, guys. Please don't attack me after this. Acha. Uh, oh, I think this has a good story behind it because I'm assuming this is your friend. How was your experience at STEM school? How were the TAs?
अब I don't know what STEM school. यार क्या नाम है बंदे का? Is it Sarosh? I don't know.
It's like Zoz,
Zozi
Zozi.
boy. Okay. Yes, he was my TA in STEM in
Oh,
Lum.
अच्छा
And
अच्छा.
ये अच्छा मजे की बात है, this guy was 14 or
Oh my.
I don't know क्या उम्र थी इसकी, but ये काफी छोटा था and he was TA to us a bit
अच्छा.
the kids, and हम like 10 दिन हमने लम्स के common room के फर्श पे गुजारे थे. Basically that was our लम्स का common room नहीं है dorms में, तो
हाँ
उसमें we
हाँ.
had like 10 guys sleeping on the floor together.
Shit.
And वो भी था, but like TAs, I love you guys. ठीक है, I was TA myself later on in another STEM camp, and I had a pretty nice experience bossing around the kids. So
You
feeling.
must be like उस वक्त तो तुम मतलब क्या फिर full gangster boy like I have a paper you know like औकात में रहो सारे I am famous boy.
But then again, I'm not like that. So
Sure. How did all of that? Okay. What is your goal, Deep? There's a lot of physics intensive questions. I don't know if you'd be interested in those.
I don't know, like in terms of goals, one goal of mine is to like gather as much experience as I can. इसलिए you can probably see me trying a lot of different things. Like I do art as well, I paint as well, sketching भी करता हूँ, music भी करता हूँ, physics भी करता हूँ, archaeology भी करता हूँ. So like I kind of do all these different kinds of things
Hmm.
just to see like just to gather like everything, like gather the most knowledge I can in this
Hmm.
mortal life of ours.
Damn. Okay. Sir, are you married?
Oh yes, I have 4 wives, alhamdulillah.
Four. Mashallah, brother. Okay. I think you're only
Yes.
allowed four. Can you name them, please?
Uh, name, that's the difficult part. I'm sorry, I cannot name you guys. नाम नहीं याद रहते मुझे.
Oh shit.
Bad
इतने
husband.
इतनी गर्ल्स हैं नाम नहीं याद रहते. Playboy physicist Shaheer Niazi. Thief.
बहनें
Black market
बहनें भी
enthusiast.
बहुत हैं.
Acha. Somebody wants their cat to rishta with your cat. So we're just gonna turn them
हाँ,
down, okay? No,
अच्छा
we're
नहीं,
turning them.
मजे की बात, Bon, my cat, he got
Ah,
neutered F to his balls. It's
yes.
an empty sac remaining now, so he can't
Why why
eat
did you
stuff
do
better than
that?
that.
What if somebody
यार उसके
neutered you?
उसके urinary यार problem हो गई थी. His pee tube got blocked multiple times, so we had to do the snip.
Oh, rip Bonbon's balls. F.
Yes, F.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to my questions now because then we'll move back to these. So when you started research and everything and all of that, so it probably needed a lot of funds. So how did you go around with that, and did you feel like you would finally gather the funds for it and the support for it, or were you always like very certain that you'd get it?
So for the research which I did, we were lucky कि हमारी जो coach थी team की, she was a professor from ComSats. So she actually knew the LUM's head of department, Dr. Savi physics के, and he was pretty generous with his labs. So उन्होंने हमें अपनी labs दे दी थी. And he was a pretty chill guy as well. Like I remember I was just standing one day in the lab with my stuff, and he just comes over with me with this military style briefcase, and he's like, "Ye kholo isko," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Open it, set it up for me, and you can use it as well." And I opened it, and it was like a thermal camera, 10 lakh rupees ka, and I was like, "Okay,
Oh shit. And that's what
thanks."
you
And
used, I think, in the end,
that was
isn't it?
actually not the end. That was one of the other things which was new. जिसमें हमने thermal photography की थी. But the other new thing वो मैंने घर पे किया था. I had to gut my own telescope for that. It was pretty grueling. But funds के हिसाब से यार, we were lucky to get the lab at that time. Later on for other competitions we were not that lucky. Actually we did the ये जो Lacoste BioBots Skype जिससे
Uh-huh.
call कर रहा हूँ. F to the Lacoste BioBots. We had a very bad experience with funding. हमने I actually made a tweet once randomly कि bro funding चाहिए हमें पाकिस्तान में क्यों नहीं मिलती हमें and
uh,
something like this I tweeted and somehow Fawad Chaudhary boy he replied to and he was like मिलते हैं Johnny and then I was like okay. So then we met him and he was like हाँ okay 20 lakh ऐसे I'll give you 20 lakh इस तरह somehow
what did you get?
I'll gather it for you. And we were like, okay, nice, done. And then he gave me his number and I kept texting him and he kept scene zoning me like girl would do, I guess. He
इसका
never
भी थंबनेल
replied
बनेगा
to my text.
फवाद चौधरी a liar. फवाद चौधरी scene
Catch
zoning scientist. You should turn up to his house with like the Mihran with the AKs. इसने मेरी बकरी चोरी की थी.
uh,
Yeah.
so I know where his house is. And he has a cute dog even. I have a picture of him on my Instagram. Fawad Chaudhary's dog.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
That,
Very
very
good.
very fun fact. Very fun fact. अच्छा, so
Yeah.
for what were you majoring in uni? Physics now. That's what you applied for.
Physics, physics major and like a minor in archaeology if
Archaeology.
university had it.
So
Archaeology नहीं थी तो art history भी एक subject होता है.
हाँ, ठीक.
Sadness.
So your career arc for you is the typical one, के bachelor's, master's, PhD, and that's how you're going to be like the physicist boy.
Yeah, but I don't think I will ever become a professor.
Ah,
So it's not like suiting for me. एक तो and दूसरा I probably want to do something different, like
so
combining all my things, hobbies together. I don't know what I'll do. I'll try a lot of different things, I think, in when it comes to careers. Let's see.
oh, so Pakistan has very limited infrastructure and funding for the field you're pursuing and everything you want to do. So, given your experience doing research in Pakistan, what do you think Pakistan lacks, and how do you think you would go about in changing this and like bettering it and making a better infrastructure which supports like young aspiring scientists?
Hmm. अच्छा uh, पाकिस्तान में जितना भी फिजिक्स का सीन है ना, the physics scene in Pakistan, that all is that all is under the khaki boys.
So,
मैं चुपाना नहीं चाहता अपने आप को.
oh, I didn't know that. Okay, moving forward. um, we don't talk about that here. Okay,
Yeah, we don't
so
talk about that.
yeah, they're probably doing very good, mashallah. Uh,
हाँ, they actually
जिनका
are वैसे.
देर वैसे प्रोग्रेस तो हो ही रहा है चलो बट वी ट्राई टू अवॉइड दैट स्टफ
But
बस ये
all
पूरा
in
पार्ट हाँ ये जो भी
all
एडिट कर रहे हैं ये पार्ट ही काट देना है पूरा बस मैंने नहीं चुकवाना अपने आप को
yes,
uh,
but please.
okay, this is a question somebody else sent. Did you have to go through the social stigma of studying physics at university? In my experience, it is thought as training to be a physics teacher and is looked down upon compared to engineering, when in reality, Western countries consider it a harder, more vigorous degree compared to engineering. How did you go about convincing your family? Did they say log kya kahenge or a discussion with young adults? I have to go through and studying for a unique field.
Hmm. So first of all, I didn't go through uni yet. Secondly, my parents were pretty like I think I was lucky in a sense that they're pretty supporting of whatever. thing
हाँ
I want to do. They don't say लोग क्या कहेंगे and इस तरह की चीजें. So
हाँ
I guess I am lucky in that sense, and even maybe even privileged or something. But like, very random phone is
answer it
ringing.
answer it
Oh, hold up. Let me.
I want to
Okay,
listen. अच्छा.
it stopped itself. But like, physics is not a very narrow field in terms of careers. You don't only have to be a professor after doing physics. आप बहुत चीजें कर सकते हो. Look at Elon Musk, even though he's not a physicist, but like, you can start your own company
Yeah.
and you can invest in rare materials, even like different states of matter which can be used. And then there's also the new emerging field of quantum compute. Oh, excuse me,
uh,
quantum computing. तो
yeah.
उसमें भी बंदा जा सकता है. But there's a lot of things you can do. Scope बहुत है. यहाँ इतना नहीं है. यहाँ it's only for the things, but like बाहर बहुत scope है. Go out. There's a lot of things you can do. Don't give up on physics, bro. Whoever this is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna say whatever Shaheer says, it's his point of view. तो चुकवाना है तो शहीर को मुझे ठीक है. I don't
तो
condone it.
आपने वैसे ही मास्क पहना हुआ है. So
यार
like
दो
you.
मिनट 2 मिनट में ढूंढेंगे पाकाट. ये भी सेंसर करना है जो भी एडिट कर रहा है. अच्छा. We move back to the fan questions. Okay. Everybody's just asking about how you're so smart. Um,
The answer is that I ate the souls of mortals.
yeah, you gave that one. Okay. My friend. Okay, so they're saying ask him about his love life for tea.
Yes, ये खदीजा सखावत होगी. She actually
Probably.
told me that she was sending this question. अच्छा तो ah, where's the friend zone squad at? Friend zone squad, gang.
Gang, gang.
यार काफी मजे का सीन है मेरे साथ. मैं बहुत पंगे लेता रहता हूँ like इन चीजों में. So I have a lot of experiences in terms of the love life. But like, and
Lot of
मेरे
it.
साथ क्या थोड़ा मजे का सीन है कि
हाँ,
usually people go through like a lot of bad situations इस तरह. And उसके बाद they're like कि नहीं हमने अब नहीं कुछ करना. Like
हाँ,
they close up, you can say. वो ट्रम्प की तरह वॉल्स खड़े कर देते हैं.
हाँ.
But मैं ढीठ हूँ यार. Like I keep on going into the next thing. I'm like fuck it, okay, next. Thank you, next.
Thank you.
I
Next.
think I'm good in that way. I don't know.
Damn.
So,
So you're not gonna give us any tea?
ये है कि I'm single.
नहीं नहीं ये नहीं मैंने पूछा. पास्ट रिलेशनशिप्स की टी ये क्वेश्चन में मेंशन हुई है. मैं पूछना चाह रहा हूँ आप वो देना चाहेंगे थोड़ी सी.
Yeah, past relationship भी.
इतना ना सोचो. डीएम्स तुमने मुझे किए हुए हैं. तुमने लिटरली पहली चीज मुझे यही की थी. Ask me about my
So,
love life.
oh,
हाँ.
I'll tell you a fun thing. So like I was in Canada once,
हाँ.
and like we were doing this. There was a summer camp, physics related. It was
हाँ.
2015, long time ago. तो वहाँ पे एक लड़की थी. So later on, I was like, hey, I like you, I guess. And then she she was like, I'm into girls. I was like, bro,
और तब से
damn.
तुमने अपने बाल लंबे कर लिए हैं. Yes. Working on that. Okay, so I'm gonna try
Yeah,
my physics pickup lines on you. ये
okay,
मैं
go ahead.
कल से सोच रहा हूँ ठीक है. Hey girl, are you a black hole? Because you suck the light out of my life. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. यार ये मुझे ना डीएम्स में सेंड नहीं करनी चाहिए थी तुम्हें. ज्यादातर मैंने सेंड कर दी हुई है. ये गलत बात है.
हाँ,
वो
डीएम्स भी
सारी.
हमने बहुत साथ फ्लर्टिंग कर ली है अभी.
यार ये पता है क्यों किया? क्योंकि ये सोने लगा था. मैंने कहा थोड़ा अराउज हो जाए शायद मेरी फिजिक्स पे लाइन सुन के और उठ जाए. तो मैं इसलिए अपनी फिजिक्स पे लाइन सब भेजी. एक क्या और क्या थी? हे गर्ल, आर यू न्यूटन बिकॉज आई एम एप्पल एंड फॉलिंग फॉर यू.
Falling for you.
Ah, God.
यार
What's
और भी
the
होंगे. I don't
और
know.
भी होंगे.
Let me think of some. I don't know. Mm,
Hey girl, are you oxygen? Because I feel like I'm hydrogen and we've got amazing chemistry.
Oh, and yeah, we burned together.
You could use that for like to ask for a threesome or something.
क्या room है यार? Oh, I've got one. Hey girl, are you chlorine? Cause you're toxic for me.
And you smell like shit. अच्छा. Pungent smelling gas होती है ना क्लोरीन वाली.
ये मैंने बनाई थी एक दफा. It was a very interesting experience. I
Hey,
made it on my roof, and like एक धमाका सा हुआ था yellow gas का, and I remember running, and I don't remember anything else.
hey girl, are you carbon dioxide? Because no, that's too PG. I can't say that. I don't
Mm,
even think it's a carbon dioxide test. वाटर मिल्की कौन सी गैस करती थी?
या वो हाँ वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ही होती है.
हाँ सही था.
The
लेकिन
line
तुम्हें
was,
पिकअप लाइन समझ लग गई होगी मेरी कितनी सेक्सी पिकअप
oh
लाइन थी.
yes, that was smart.
I
It's
didn't.
only in DMs.
I will hit you up because you are causing me effervescence. Okay. Future
Are
plans
you
भी हो गया. What? Yes, keep going. I am
are
down
you
with that.
thinking because you no, never mind. I don't know. Fuck it. Move on.
बाल बाल कटवाने का सीन है कि नहीं?
Uh, ये लड़के ने पूछा है लड़कियां ने पूछा है.
लड़कियां.
हाँ इसके काटते हैं हम.
ट्रिमर लाओ.
ये बताओ. वैसे fun fact again. Uh, I prefer women with shorter hair.
अब तुम
Shout
बस
out
अपने
to
आप को
the
मार्केट कर रहे हो तब के. इतना डेस्परेट हो गया. Hopefully you find someone after this. Oh my god, you made it to first 30 under 30. So how does that go? Like, do they tell you before or do you find out last moment?
अच्छा उसका सीन ये होता है कि someone nominates you
हाँ.
for that for the list and फिर आगे खुद decide करते हैं. So like shout out to whoever nominated me for that because I still don't know who nominated me, whoever that angel is.
हाँ.
But like Forbes list में आना was like one thing which my mother always kind of wanted, though in the billionaire wala sense.
Hmm.
But this was also Forbes की list in a way. So it was pretty cool. Like वो पहले आपको email करते हैं कि आप nominated हैं इसके लिए, do you agree to मतलब be I don't know मतलब partake in whatever this is. And फिर वो आपको they just email you कि okay yeah you're part of this list and you're along with इतने others. And they actually have काफी conferences वगैरह, but उनकी conference Israel में थी, convenient for us. And I actually have a पता नहीं क्या Slack chat group
अच्छा.
with 30 वाले लोग. 6,000 बंदा है वहाँ पे.
Shit, you got selected out of 6,000 people. Imagine that.
नहीं
Yeah.
those are the alumni total मतलब group में
फिर
जो
भी बहुत
40.
ज्यादा लोग थे. बहुत ज्यादा लोगों में से select हुए, bro. Don't like belittle yourself. You done some good shit, brother. That is a lot of people to win out of. For me, Forbes is like the biggest like thing.
हाँ but you're not getting me. I'm saying कि the 6,000 people are the Forbes के मतलब listing, the people who are alumni of Forbes lists and
So
not the
how?
people who are shortlisted
No, but like how
for
many people were there in the shortlist then?
shortlist में तो काफी होते हैं like in many thousands of course.
हाँ तो मैं ठीक था बस.
हाँ चलो in a way.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I understand now. I'm sorry. Why is this person so concerned about? Jamal did you dirty? Should have gone to Castrol, man.
ये कौन है यार?
जो भी है. अच्छा नहीं रुको. This is a very interesting question. A very interesting analogy. How do people come up with it? I just realized physicist has two S's and two I's, and so does ISIS.
Mm, and your mom has O and so does no.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Why did you do that? Acha. So many people have your nudes. Okay. Oh, this is
यार मैं ये सारे लड़के हैं आई एम टेलिंग यू.
नहीं नहीं, दो तीन लड़के हैं मेरी. अच्छा. Why did you burn your lab?
ओह फक नाइस. ये कौन है?
Kasim.
कासिम. अच्छा हाँ यार. सो ओ लेवल्स की लैब में ना आई वांट टू डू अ केमिकल रिएक्शन एंड आई हैव अ वीडियो ऑफ दैट एक्चुअली एज वेल. वो इट्स कॉल्ड अ थर्माइट रिएक्शन. सो काफी लाइक एक्सोथर्मिक यू कैन से रिएक्शन होता है. So I did that and इतना धुआं पैदा हुआ था and like all the exhaust of the lab for some reason it connects to the admin block.
अच्छा.
Like तो वहां से सारा धुआं ना and there was a whole smoke cloud on the admin block and we
Shit.
all just we just yeeted from the lab like हम भागे वहां से कि fuck
Do
this.
you, did you
हम
do
नहीं
a
हैं यहाँ
lot of
पे.
this stuff at school and like did you get shit for it from the admin?
I have done a lot of stuff like this in the school. मैंने behind the backs of the lab attendants as well मैंने चीजें तोड़ी हुई हैं and like with reactions of course and like done explosive reactions and sodium को मैंने hydrogen peroxide में भी डाला था. Like putting it in normal water is like bad enough but like putting it in something with double the oxygen is like interesting.
Uh,
तो वो beaker फट गया था and but
uh.
like uh, I never got caught I think. So I'm fine right now.
What's the so मतलब तो स्कूल में हमेशा एक इंसिडेंट होता है जो हर स्कूल में होता है. तुम्हारे स्कूल का इंसिडेंट क्या था? जो एक बहुत ही गॉसिपी चीज होती है जिसकी वजह से एडमिन नए रूल्स बना देती है और मतलब ऐसी कोई शिट हुई हो.
हाँ यार हमारे हमारे स्कूल में इंक की फड्डे बहुत होते थे. We used to throw ink at each other. That was
That
like the
is not
biggest.
very that is not very saucy. I expected like a girl and a guy got caught in the lab or something like that shit.
नहीं यार हम बहुत ठीक लोग थे. At least till like O levels.
Damn. कैसे
I
कर
think
लेते हो भाई? Someone's asking if they're your son and will you ever come back home?
this is probably a guy named Asad Hasi or Asad something.
Yeah, yeah, Asad Hassan.
Yeah, he's my adoptive beta.
कौन सी बीवी के साथ? चार थी ना?
Yeah, ये भी याद नहीं रहता. I'm such a bad father.
What was your like favorite subject? Was it physics or are you going to surprise us in like school?
So मेरा worst subject Urdu था. I got a C in that in O levels. Urdu was the worst subject I ever took. And
Okay.
favorite subject, yeah.
Were you into social क्या कहते हैं यार उसे, जिसमें वो
Social
सारे सिस्टम्स वगैरह पढ़ाते हैं और साइकोलॉजी की तरह होता है, मुझे नाम भूल गया उसका.
sociology.
Sociology, I think, yeah. Because
नहीं
I
यार,
just had the most random question pop up. What
I'm not
political
into
system do
like
you believe in? Like communism or
this. So
but like seriously, have you ever thought over it? Okay, what's better?
नहीं यार, I'm not really going to the depths of it. The memes, I go like, हाँ yes bro, commies, yes.
Ah, same. I just go commies because of the memes. I hope nobody like. यार क्योंकि obviously क्या कहते हैं? बोरगोआ, पता नहीं कैसे कहते हैं यार, मुझे नहीं आता.
Bourgeoisie, bourgeois
बोरगोआ
समझ
से
गया यार.
पता नहीं, बहुत अजीब shit होती है. Was Newton dumb or are you just smart as fuck?
Newton was a virgin. ठीक है, that's all you need to know.
So you're not?
I am as well.
Okay. That was
But
not
like
a very
वो
good clap back.
but वो end तक रहा था. ठीक है.
और तुम्हें
I
certainty है कि तुम नहीं रहोगे.
हाँ जिस टाइम मैं पंगे लेता था. I mean,
लेकिन the way you attacked him for being a virgin, I was like, तुम नहीं हो? And you were like, मैं भी हूँ, लेकिन वो मरा virgin था. हाय अल्लाह. I really want to be an e-boy, Shaheer. यार ये तुम्हारे दोस्त हैं सारे अब. चलो.
ये मेरी बहन होगी. That's probably my sister. क्या नाम है?
Um,
Fiza Niazi.
did
Niazi.
she? Did Janu?
Teja, yeah, that's her.
How's your relationship with her? Like, do you guys
She's
vibe?
actually my she's actually my twin sister.
Hey,
हाँ,
shit. कितनी cool shit है यार तुम्हारी
so
जिंदगी में.
it's like pretty interesting. मतलब, you don't really feel the like superiority of an elder sibling or the responsibility of a younger sibling.
हाँ.
Just like twin hai, just do whatever you want. I don't care. You're your own person. खुद ही अपना करो, bro. I don't care.
Do you like
So
get
it's still
recognized
like
in
that.
public? Do you get
What?
recognized in public? When you're outside, do you ever get recognized?
As twins?
No, just
नहीं.
you. Just you, just you.
अच्छा.
As
Yeah,
twins.
हाँ, it has happened like a few times, but mostly in like academic areas,
So is
not
there any
like
like because when you
in
like
public. Maybe
you
two of actually once I went to
okay.
क्या नाम है
Tell.
यार, cafes, इतने cafes हैं. Gloria, I don't know, हाँ Gloria ही गया था मैं.
Uh,
तो वहाँ पे they were like, oh, Niazi. तो मैं
the face you made. Oh, Shaheer.
yeah, I bet this will go on your story, हाँ.
This is
Ah,
like the weirdest
well,
fan interaction you've had, or have there been worse?
नहीं यार, I'm pretty tired of like different medias में इतना formal होना पड़ता है. All they ask is कि हाँ भाई क्या किया आपने, उनको समझ नहीं आती फिर. Then they ask हाँ हुकूमत
उनको समझ
क्या
नहीं आती.
की है? And I just say हुकूमत ने कुछ नहीं किया, and that's it. That's the end of it.
Why? Why does he, what's his go-to rundown when people ask about his work? Oh, that is a very good way to transition into this.
I didn't
When
get the
somebody,
question.
हाँ, basically when somebody asks you कि मतलब आपने क्या किया होता है, what's your basic like template response because you've probably developed one by now.
Yeah, basic response ये है कि there's a pin and there's a plate and there's oil on the plate and बिजली गुजारते हैं पीछे से and it causes the oil to move in a way.
तो पहले शुरू में ये तुम बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बताते होगे अब तुमने लोगों के लिए डम डाउन किया ये.
Yeah, it also gets like I don't know, personally I felt annoyed as well by this fact कि कुछ लोग ना ऐसी बस randomly, I don't really understand the attention, but ऐसी vibes आती थी कि बस शुगल में ही पूछ रहे हैं मजाक उड़ाने के लिए कि भाई हाँ क्या किया तूने वैसे. And then I used to some like initially tell them कि हाँ भाई इस तरह किया, and I used to tell them like in a detailed way like anyone would do. But आगे से उनका response बस एक हाँ 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 हमें तो कुछ समझ नहीं आई होती. So this kind of response आता था. So I felt
हाँ.
quite like अजीब सा उन responses से. So then I like kind of downed it down and didn't really answer many questions of people who tried to ask me about it. क्योंकि यार, when you're asking a question, you should probably have it in your mind कि will you even understand the answer? And in nowhere it's a flex, but the phone is ringing again. Let
busy
me.
busy busy people.
फिर बंद हो गई यार. Whenever the hell I get up, it hangs up.
Oh,
Unlucky you can't listen to it properly. No.
Acha, I think I've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much for coming on to this. I hope it wasn't too weird or awkward and all of that stuff. I hope you
नहीं
had
यार,
fun.
I'm really used to this stuff. Except the guy in a mask. I mean, that's new.
Oh,
I
bhai.
have I have one question for you.
Yes, go for it. Ask as many as you want.
So you kept like holding something. Are you holding a stress ball with you right now? Or what is that? Are those AirPod covers?
AirPod cover.
Okay, AirPods. Oh no, he has AirPods in. He can't listen.
I can't hear you.
He's
यार
can't
पता
hear
नहीं
you.
मुझे ना बहुत I'm very fidgety because whenever I debated or anything as well, I used to have a pen in my hand or something. So when I'm talking or
Did you
thinking, I
say
just
debater?
I used to debate a lot.
So, did you do parleys or mans? Let me judge you right now.
I did both. I didn't like months, but my school forced me to go to MUNs because हमारी टीम में इतने अच्छे लोग नहीं थे और apparently मैं बहुत अच्छा था. I do not believe that in any way because they're so annoying. Like imagine 3 days of being a fucking snake and just to get like backstabbed. But पूरे papers मैं लिखूं, मैं papers क्यों लिखूं एक नकली
Yeah,
confidence के लिए? Like it's so annoying. I preferred parties way more. Not gonna lie.
yeah. But like personally, I did like 3 months,
हाँ.
and terrible experience. बहुत फजूल experience. आखिरी मन मेरा ये हुआ था कि मैंने रेजोल्यूशन लिखी थी,
हाँ.
ठीक है, and this JT boy, I wish I remembered his name, but like he came over, he was China at that time. He came over to me and he was like कि मैं तेरी help करता हूँ इसमें.
उसने चोरी कर
And in the क्या कहते हैं उसको, I forgot.
unmod.
Resolution में help करेगा वो, ठीक है. He was like
हाँ.
I'll help you out with. So like ठीक है, guys trying to help me out, why not? I mean, so he added a few lines to the resolution, went away, ठीक है. Later on when we were presenting the resolutions, एकदम खड़ा होके कहता कि ये इसकी resolution में plagiarism, I don't know, plagiarism हुई है.
Oh
It's like
my
copied, and
fucking
he
god.
showed it internet से निकाल के कि ये देखो, and those were the lines which he added himself, ठीक है. And मुझे इतनी तब चढ़ी यार उस पे.
What
And जो
the
chairs भी
fuck?
थी ना, they were like just laughing and like they were like हाँ बस ठीक है, fuck it, fuck you as well.
Wow.
And that was my last one. I didn't, and I
Months
have
तो
hated
बहुत ही होता है.
it.
I told my school and my debate coach and everybody कि I'm going to do 1 month a year. So you choose them wisely क्योंकि मैं हर month पे नहीं जा रहा. और फिर मैंने literally पूरी O level में 5 MUNs किए थे. आखिरी साल I think I did 1 in A1. So I did 2 that year because I was like मैंने A2 पे नहीं करना. But it was I dreaded MUN. I don't know how to have fun with them.
हाँ
What's
बस
the point?
इसकी if you want a shit ton of views on this video, you can
हाँ.
like just do the clickbait like attacking Mans or something like this. And
Clipper बनवा
सारे जो
देंगे ना.
मान वाले बच्चे होंगे ना, जो majority में
हाँ.
होते हैं, they all will be
हाँ.
triggered and they're like watch this video. So you can get that quickly.
Yeah, देखो, like I initially like them very much, but the amount of fake people and the backstabbing and the like पता नहीं अजीब shit, वो मुझे नहीं पसंद थी because I can't do that fake shit. मुझे बहुत अजीब लगता है वो इतनी मेहनत. So
Indeed.
I'd always just go to the ops block and I'd be opposition to the main person. I was pretty decent at them, but I despised them because energy पूरी drain हो जाती थी जितनी मेहनत में लगती थी ना.
Mm,
With the fakeness, bro. Acha, I'm gonna stop recording now. Thank you so much for coming, Shaheer. I hope
last
you.
question. Last
Yeah,
question. Very simple answer.
yeah.
This is also an answer which you can give yourself. How much for a gram of need?
How much for?
A gram of need.
Need. I don't know, buddy. I am so sleepy right now. I have to go live after this though because I promised someone. यार पता नहीं आजकल ज़्यादा कल से मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा नींद आ रही है. मैं I probably slept over 12 hours today. I usually sleep 6. It is so weird.
But you have need. Why are you sleepy? I mean,
Yeah, I'm just very tired because I've been overexerting the पिछला पूरा week. I've texted over 100 people for the podcast.
damn.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just trying to work on this. I thought you said a gram of weed. I was like, I don't do drugs. I don't know.
I don't as well. Even though I have the Snoop Dogg Willie vibes, which a lot of people have told me about, but like I'm clean right now.
Relatively clean or clean right now.
Full on like Sharif stance.
I don't know. I just don't get drugs. मतलब मेरा concept ये है
Don't
कि if
get
I
them.
need
You don't get them as you can't find them, or you don't understand them.
I don't understand it. Like, why would you? It doesn't appeal to my rationale. Okay, देखो, there's two main reasons for doing drugs. One is when you try to be cool and fit in, and the second is when you're trying to ignore a problem. So for one, I think that's a bullshit reason. Okay. Two, most people say you don't know what I've been through. That's why I do this. But that doesn't make your problem go away. It only helps you ignore it until it gets bigger, and then you also have a drug addiction, which costs you a lot of money as well. So why not just face the problem and do that instead of ignoring it for so long?
Mm. Another thing I think is कि हमारे जो जितने भी ancestors थे who wrote all these big all mythologies and tall tales and creatures, and I just think they just ate the wrong plant and like went to another dimension or something. And then they're like, oh yes, ये हमारा religion है. And they just write over it. Anyway,
God. So you're not very religious. I'm trying to gather
नहीं, I am like you can say normal in a way.
normal. Normal आजकल normal ही चल रहा है bro. But like हाँ, I understand where you're coming from with how मतलब काफी लोग misinterpret कर लेते हैं और बहुत अजीब सीन होते हैं. Most smart people are atheists. Like if you like try to gather, like most of the really smart bache, and like, is it like just to appeal an image, or is there like rationale behind that?
नहीं, that is why, because they go into the questions जो philosophy वाले सवाल होते हैं, the deep
Uh,
life वाले, meaning वाले सवाल. And as I told you, I don't go into those, so I think I keep myself away from complexity in a way.
uh, that's smart. That's smart. I try to do that too. Cholo, और questions हैं? Feel
नहीं,
free to ask anything you want.
viewers probably कह रहे होंगे कि यार इस Saltafa ने मतलब 2 दफा जान छुड़ाने की कोशिश की है. But this
काट
guy is
देंगे,
like,
काट देंगे, काट देंगे. I just thought I was keeping you up for too long. That's why I was saying that I can talk for as long as you want. No worries.
oh नहीं, नहीं, I think no one will listen to how long this has been. It's been 1 hour and 20 minutes.
अभी 20 में 2 मिनट हैं. तू फिक्र नहीं करनी.
Oh, चलो गुजार लेते हैं फिर. 2 minutes.
No, if you have any questions or anything, you can ask, and it's very chill. No worries. चलो,
Hmm.
अच्छा. वरना मैं एंड कर देता हूँ. मुझे भी कोई मसला नहीं है.
Oh, नहीं, I think it's fine. I'll DM you stuff later on.
Chalo, best.
And
Thank you so much for coming, Shaheer. I had a pleasure. I had a great time talking. I had a pleasure. Very nice. I had an amazing time talking to you.